dawn of history, there has been a numbness scourging the earth. A numbness that spreads its silent tentacles to envelop 1,600 more people every day, stalking the developing world. Myths, stigma and fear make leprosy more than a medical condition. Yamanappa limps forward slowly as the heat rises from the sun-baked roads of India and the air is heavy with dust. His eyes are encased in ill-fitting dark glasses because he cannot shut his eyes against the grid. Gauri Shankar is equally helpless against the flies. The leprosy bacteria has numbed the nerves around his eyes, in his fingers and in his toes. It is a bacteria that likes to keep itself cool, so it moves towards its victims' extremities, affecting the skin, cursing lives, ravaging bodies. The loss of sensation ensures that afflicted people are oblivious to the pain of injuries that will leave them permanently handicapped. That's what happened to Gurupa. The first time he and his family realized something was wrong, Gurupa had just chained his bull and sat down to eat. Blood dripped from where his thumb should have been. He was sure the bull had eaten it up. What really happened was that Gurupa had accidentally shorn off his thumb against a sharp edge in the cattle shed. He didn't know it then, but the first outward sign of leprosy, a loss of feeling in a patch on the skin, had attacked him.
मुझे सब 17-18 साल से जो मुझे ये बीमारी पता चल गई जी, मेरा जो साथी जो थे वो लोग भी तो मेरे से साथ रहना बैठना उठने में थोड़ा दूर होने लगा, मुझे अच्छा नहीं लगा। तो इसी चलते मैं तो बम्बई आ गया। बम्बई से मैं हॉस्पिटल में जो दवाई लिया तो वहाँ पर हमारा साथ में जो लेपर्स लोग भीख मांगने वाले रहते थे, फिर उसके साथ में रह के हम भी भीख मांगना, मजबूरी में भीख मांगना पड़ा। तो फिर एक दिन मेरा भाई बोला था कि भाई भीख मांगना अच्छा नहीं लगता। तो बम्बई ऐसा मेरे भाई मिलने के बाद में मेरे को भी खुद ही मन में अच्छा नहीं लगा कि भाई मेरे यार दोस्त मेरे छोटे से भाई अच्छा यहाँ रहते हैं, मेरे को अच्छा नहीं लगा। रातों रात में दिल्ली आ गया। दिल्ली आने के बाद दिल्ली में जब भी और लोगों के साथ में भीख मांगने लगा।
It's a stigma associated with leprosy that is the main cause of fear. A leprosy patient, if treated early enough, is totally non-infectious. He need not develop all the disabilities that we see. We can laugh with him, work with him, play with him, and do everything that we do with any other person without having the fear of getting leprosy.
But it was already too late for Khandi. Her hands and feet started deforming, and the skin on her face turned lumpy. Khandi is one of the 600,000 to 700,000 cases of leprosy detected worldwide. She is just one of many people who are not able to walk properly, hold pots, or feed themselves. And while she can see, many like her are in total darkness. The trauma of being shunned by society is almost as unbearable as the affliction itself. The need is not just compassion, not just treatment, but rehabilitation. To give back to the shunned lepers the one thing that they missed the most, their dignity, their right to live like human beings. Maximizing employment to serve the handicapped is a non-profit NGO popularly known as MESH, an organization that believes in exactly that. Empowering the handicapped since 1964, MESH started out with volunteers, the sole objective being to provide the handicapped a life of dignity. The methodology: continuous and stable employment through trading for rehabilitation. The first project at Bethany village, near Delhi, expanded to include Anandgram and Amarjyoti, and then the Bharat Mata Kusht Ashram. The challenge was to weave in a much-needed stability. Understanding their inability to gain employment, MESH took steps to help leprosy patients be self-employed. A permanent organization committed to the coordinating of village projects and the liaison between rehabilitated leprosy patients and the distribution market was needed. The focus was on two areas of production: the raising of broiler chickens, clean, dressed and ready to cook, and the weaving of handloom cloth, helping the handicapped help themselves. In a world devoid of color, Mesh made an attempt at change.
पहले हमारा तो काम नहीं था, भीख मांगने जाते थे। मैच को द्वारा हमें काम मिल गया। उनका दया से हमें बच्चे काम करते हैं, हमारा आदमी काम करते हैं, हमारा बच्चे भी पढ़ने भी लग गया उनका दया से। बाद में सारा खुश है हम, हमारा रोजी रोटी भी बन जाता है।
Mesh opened its doors for the stores set up by Mesh to sell their quality handloom products, fine handicrafts and broiler chickens. The problem has been continuous and steady growth. Organizing these people into a self-sustaining handloom and poultry industry, which prides itself on design, quality and consistency and its traditional crafts, has been the governing thought at Mesh.
What we're trying to do here in Mesh is to provide design and quality support to the artisan groups. So there's a constant demand. The customer who comes into the shop and the people we export to, they're constantly asking for new products, new ideas, innovative ideas with the same skills. So we try to identify what those are, take them to the artisans and help the artisans to produce products which will have a better market, both in terms of quality and in terms of variety.
यही हाथ है जो भीख मांगने वाला। जब मेष वाले एकदम मेहरबान हो गया, यहाँ पे जो संपर्क किया, मदद करने लगा, तब यही हाथ का जो बनाया हुआ कपड़ा है, जो पोल्ट्री है और जो चीज़ें हैं, तो औरों का जो घर में जो देश विदेश में भी हमारा जो कपड़ा जो इस्तेमाल होते हैं, वो लोग आके हमारे को देखते भी हैं, हमें उसको बहुत संतुष्टि होता है।
For the entire strength of this unfortunate village of the Forsaken, it is impossible to get employment. Children and wives of leprosy patients are equally shunned in a world low on compassion and even lower on awareness. Continuous rejection, constant abuse, and the utter hopelessness of depending on mercy has left scars as debilitating as the leprosy itself. Today, these projects have enabled this leprosy colony to heal. It is a community that sends its children to school, trains its women to work with their hands, and treats its patients at a dispensary where today every member of the community has tested negative. It is a colony that has taken on the challenge to produce international quality products. These children of God have the right to live with dignity, to realize their dreams, to live, to be proud, to love, to work, and above all, to be healed.